So, if you're building a physical product, there is one question that honestly can make or break your entire launch, right? It's a question every single founder asks, and it's a fair one. The cost seems kind of high, and the payoff? Well, it isn't always obvious. So today, we're going to break down the real math and uncover the hidden value that hits your bottom line hard.
Okay, so picture this. The story is always the same. You've done all the hard work, the research, the prototypes, building the brand. You finally launch, you start getting some traction, and then, poof, a copycat just appears out of nowhere. And the difference is just night and day. On one side, you have your product. You did the R&D, you solved a real problem. On the other side, they just copied the shell. You built a brand people trust, they just slashed the price. See, a copycat doesn't have to innovate at all. They just have to look like you, to cause total chaos and basically steal the trust you worked so hard to earn.
And the damage hits you right away. The first thing to go, your sales. Confused buyers start to hesitate. They see two products that look the same, and they either pick the cheaper one or just get frustrated and leave. And just like that, your conversion rate can absolutely tank. And what comes next? Well, you're forced into a price war you never wanted to be in. To even try and compete with a cheaper clone, you have to lower your own price. And that just crushes your margins and starts to chip away at the premium brand you were trying to build. And if all that wasn't bad enough, the chaos starts to spill over into your actual operations. Your support team suddenly gets flooded with complaints and issues for a product you didn't even make. It's a massive drain on your resources and pulls focus away from taking care of your real customers. So how in the world do you stop this totally predictable train wreck? The key is to completely reframe how you think about a patent. You gotta stop seeing it as some big, scary weapon for fighting in court and start seeing it for what it really is, a shield. Seriously, its main job isn't to help you win fights. It's to stop those fights from ever even happening. Think of it like a business tool that draws a really clear, visible line in the sand around your product's design, basically telling everyone else, hey, stay back. And this right here, this quote captures the true ROI of a design patent perfectly. The real value isn't in some lawsuit you might win down the road. It's in the copycats who see you're protected and decide not to even try knocking you off in the first place. That's the payoff. And this is exactly why it works so well as a deterrent. You know, most copycats are just opportunistic. They're not brave. They're looking for the easiest possible target. When they see your design is protected, they know you are not an easy target, and they just move on to someone else. Okay, so let's talk about the real math. How does this shield actually translate into cold, hard profit? Because this isn't some theoretical thing. The return on this investment shows up in the numbers you're already tracking every single day. The return? It's kind of quiet, but it is so powerful. It shows up right here in the metrics that matter most. Your power to hold your price, the stability of your conversion rate, the trust customers have in you, all of that is protected. And that is what preserves your bottom line. Let's be really clear about this. Every single dollar you don't have to discount to compete with a lookalike is a direct, measurable return on your patent. That little bit of margin, when you multiply it across thousands of units, often pays for the patent many, many times over. This is so crucial to get. The real threat isn't about quality. A copycat doesn't have to be better than you. It just has to look similar enough to make a potential customer pause for a split second. And that moment of doubt, that's where you lose the sale. Okay, so once you have this shield, how do you make sure it's working as hard as possible for your business? Because you can't just file it and forget it. There are a few simple things you can do to really put it to work. It really comes down to these 3 steps. First, you have to file early. We'll talk more about that in a sec. Second, you weave the patent into your story. Tell your investors, tell your customers, it's a sign of strength. And third, make your ownership obvious. Put patent notices on your packaging and your website. These simple actions turn a boring legal doc into a powerful business asset. Now, out of all those steps, that first one, timing, is by far the most critical. That launch window, that's when you are most exposed and you are most at risk. See, your design is totally out there long before your official launch day. You're posting pictures of prototypes online, you're pitching to investors, you're sharing your vision with anyone who will listen. And this entire period is when the copycats are watching. This is when they're looking for their next target. So the ROI doesn't start at launch, it starts the moment you file, before this whole window even opens. By filing early, you're basically turning your product's look into protected property right from day one. It means no one can legally just swoop in, hijack your design, and steal all that incredible momentum you worked so hard to build for your big launch. And let's be real, a patent doesn't guarantee your product's going to be a hit. That's on you. But what it does is act like a safety net. It makes sure that all your other hard work, your marketing, your sales, your brand building, actually gets the chance to pay off. So let's circle all the way back and slip that first question around. The real calculation here isn't about the cost of filing a patent. It's about the potential cost of having your product's unique identity, your brand's look and feel, stolen from you right when it matters most. So the real question is, what's that worth to you?